Hello viewers, working on the old blaster again today. I'm going to be swapping out these rear tires. I got some new ones. I got a little bit smaller size of a tire than what's on it. It has 21 by 10s, which are a little bit on the big side, I think. I mean, a lot of people probably like these if they're doing a lot of trail riding because it gives you more ground clearance. But for my purposes, I would like to put a little bit smaller tire on there to get a little bit more, reduce the gearing a little because I'm a pretty heavy rider, and I thought it would help it out a little bit with some smaller tires. Another thing, I didn't want like some really aggressive tires, but most of the ATV tires are like really aggressive tread on them, and even these being worn down have a lot of grip. You can't spin the wheels. It doesn't really want to slide around. It just wants to like traction roll, and I think it'd be more fun if the back end was a little bit more loose to be able to do power slide and stuff, because I'm not racing or anything. I just ride it around for fun. So there's the new tire I'm going to be putting on, and as you can see, it's a lot smaller. I didn't anticipate it being that much smaller. It's an 18 by 8.5. So therefore it should only be 3 inches shorter, but it's a lot shorter. So I guess before I put them on, although it'll grow a little when you pump air into it, so we'll give it an extra inch. So it will grow a little when you pump air in it, but just to see how it stands now, it is about 16.5 inches. So say if you pumped it up, it'd probably be about 18. So that one's about 18, I guess, if you pumped it up. So here's probably why the discrepancy looks so much, because I think these tires here are a lot taller than what's advertised. So they're about 22 1/8. So they're a little over an inch taller than what they're supposed to be. Although these kind of tires probably do expand a lot when you pump air into them, versus like a car tire that's steel belted, and it usually doesn't expand much when you pump air into it, but these do. So right now I'm looking at about 6 inches of ground clearance. So I'll be down to 4. So this will be way down here. So I'll just have to be careful when driving over in ruts or in things like that, because I won't have that much ground clearance anymore. So the tire I picked out is actually a lawnmower tire. But it has reasonable tread separation, so it shouldn't be completely tractionless. It should have some traction, and I think these will do better in sand and stuff, because if you got something that doesn't make a lot of power like this blaster and you're in sand, it helps to not have a really aggressive tire, because it won't dig in as fast. But if you have a lot of power, then maybe more tready tires wouldn't hurt you. But I know from taking cars down to Silver Lake sand dunes, when I went once with some bald tires in my Nissan Pathfinder that didn't have a lot of power, and it was a lot happier with those tires on it than when I put some good tires on and went the next year, and it was much more likely to get bogged down. Here's some tools I'm going to be using to change these tires. I picked up one of these from Harbor Freight. It was like $6 or $7, just a tire iron. It's got the special ends on it that will apparently help you get the tires off. I've done this before with screwdrivers and pry bars, and if you're not careful, you'll end up you'll bend the lip over like right here when you're prying on it. As you can see right there, you got a bent up lip. I don't know if that's from somebody changing the tires or just hitting something, but you can potentially do that to your rims if you don't, because before I've just used like pry bars like this, and you can see this is a much wider area to pry against, so it won't be less likely to bend the rim over like that. And also, I'm just going to be using a one of these little tools to take the valve stems out. Yeah, that's going to help. You obviously got to take the air out to change the tire. I'm just going to take the valve stem out all the way and leave it out. So when I'm pushing on this, trying to get it off the bead, it won't be holding any extra air when you're pushing on it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this valve stem out of here, and just be careful this thing doesn't get shot across your garage from the air pressure when you take it out. But if you do lose it, you can buy another set of these at the parts store, or even gas stations and stuff have them. Not very expensive. It's a good idea to change them once in a while anyway. I always carry extra valve stems with me when I go on off-road trips, because there was one time when I was letting air out of my tires when I was getting stuck in the sand, and then the valve stem stuck and the tire went flat, and yeah, I ended up having to put the spare on. Well, this is a weird looking, that's a different looking valve stem. It's got this little thing on it here. Never seen that before. So maybe you can't get these. I don't know if a normal one would work in this or not now. Now here comes one of the fun parts. Is trying to get this tire off the bead. Try not to break on my ankles. Do this technique. Alright, I had to resort to extreme measures to get the bead broke loose. It was really on there. But now that I got that done, and if you attempt that technique, just be careful you don't ruin your tire on your car or truck or whatever by dropping it down on the rim. So honestly, I don't know if I'd suggest doing that, but desperate times call for desperate measures. So I got some dish soap to help lube up the bead, to help it slip out of here a little easier. So I'm going to push this down into the low spot of the rim. You can see the rim when it turns in here. If you push the opposite side of the bead you're prying on down that way, it comes out a little easier. Pry bar in there to hold it. Put some more dish soap on the back side. Alright, now if you had a directional tire, you might want to pay attention to how you're putting these tires back on your rims. You know, if you want your valve stem out, check to see which side is what side of the tire should be out for your valve stem, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably not the best place to do this is in the dirt. You probably want to try to keep the bead clean. Alright. Alright, again I'm going to push this bead that I got on into the deep part of the rim. There we are. My air chuck won't work unless it has a valve stem in it. So, see if we can get some air in it now. So, I'm going to try to squish it, get the rim somewhat in there, centered. Squish it down. So the rim is quite wide and the tire isn't, so I'm having little problems trying to get, there's such a gap between, see how far that's sticking out, and this side's sticking out as well, so I'm having little problems getting the air to start getting in there so it'll re-bead itself, so I'm going to attempt another trick. Alright, I've been fighting this thing for a while because the tire is quite narrow compared to the rim, so the beads were anywhere near being able to seal up to be able to put air in it. So 2 ratchet straps, one on the bottom, one on the top, tighten them up a bunch, got them really tight. I'm going to break the straps. Ooh, careful with that, it's mighty tight. See how tight those were? That's crazy tight. Quite a big size difference. I'm kind of wishing I would have went for a 20 instead of an 18. 20. They make a 20 by 8.5, and I think they also make a 20 by 10. Maybe a 20 by 8.5 would have been cool, but. There's what the side profile looks like, and I think that looks better than with the big huge tires on it on the other side. A little bit of mismatch going on with the front tires being, you know, really knobby and the back ones being like this. But I think these tires will make it a lot of fun in the yard and stuff, because I mostly just run it around the yard and, you know, through the woods and stuff. I don't really go through a lot of mud, so I think it'll be alright. You know, if I don't like it, I'll just put some other tires on it. Keep my eyes peeled, maybe just get another set of rims with some more aggressive tires, and then I can swap them, you know. Put these on it for running around the yard and stuff, and then put the more aggressive ones on if I go to like Bundy Hill or something where there's a lot of mud. But I don't really like going through mud on this, because then I get all muddy. But I guess that's it for this video, and if you're going to try and change your tires by yourself, you know, it's a lot of manual labor. You're basically wrestling this thing for a couple hours, and it wore me out, but I still got to do the other side. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.